Okay, so it's a new day. Yesterday me and my wife worked on the motor a little for a while and got a lot done on it. And then we're doing a few other things tonight. So kind of taking a break, but I'm still going to get a few things done on it. It's like 11:30 right now, and I'm just going to do just a couple little things. Going to put the oil pan on because it's all painted and ready to go now. So I'm going to bolt that on, put the oil filter on. Maybe fill it with oil. Should probably put some freeze plugs in it. That'll be important. Yeah, not sure exactly what I'm gonna do on it tonight, but I'm for sure gonna put the oil pan on and get that torqued on there. I did using the welder tacked the pickup tube on there, so it's not gonna go anywhere now. When I tore this apart, when it was a 355, when I pulled it out of the car in January, when I took the oil pan off, the old pickup tube was sitting in the bottom, which I'm sure had a lot to do with why it was having oil pressure issues. So we're not going to make that mistake again. We welded this thing on there, so it is at correct depth. I had set it and then marked it with permanent marker in 2 spots where I wanted it to be, and then I just welded it in spot. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get the oil pan on here and then put the filter on. We'll probably pound these freeze plugs in while it's upside down like this. Then we'll flip it back up and maybe get the intake on. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Got the oil pan on there. All tightened down. I'm going to grab a different filter for the break-in process than the one I've got over here. I want to save that one for the first 500-mile oil change, whatever. So I'm going to get a different filter tomorrow to put on there. I made sure this was up at top dead center according to the valves, and when I had the head off, this would match up. So it's at top dead center, cylinder number 1. These valves are both closed currently. I went ahead and mounted the gas fuel pump, so it's in there. I got my new ARP lightweight push rod on there, so mechanical fuel pump for this bad boy. And then we're going to go ahead and start working on putting the intake on. So I got the intake set over here. And if you're wondering what these are, I will show you in a moment. There's a coolant passage right on the other side of these, okay? So that you could run coolant through the entire head, which is awesome. But, so this is what I got on the intake, okay? Team G intake. We got a bypass from Jegs right here. 6AN line going to the back. I drilled and tapped the back in another video. Let me grab this thing a second. Okay. So, we have a hole right there that leads up to that. So coolant can flow through those. And then we've got these T's right there. Now, they can't go 45 degrees into the head like that. They just won't. There's not enough room between these two intake runners for all that to work out. So that's why we have these 45-degree elbows. So we're going to go ahead and put some thread tape on these. Pardon me. We're going to put some thread tape on these and get them tightened down, pointing up, and then we will mount the intake and get those hoses thread taped in there and everything, all of that tightened up. Yeah, so here we go with that. All right, folks, it is Wednesday, May 1st, and we're on a 383 build, okay? We got all of our covers on, bolted down, fuel pump on, valve covers, exhaust manifold headers, carburetors on there. This is just going to sit on there. I'm going to take that off in a second, but I primed the oil pump, made sure oil came out all the lifters good. I'm going to reprime it because I did that last night. So I'm going to reprime it, drop the distributor in, which is sitting up on that shelf. We're going to drop the distributor in, get our timing set. I got to put spark plugs in it. They just came in. They're in the box right there. So it's going to get spark plugs, plug wires, distributor, all that good stuff. It's got an oil filter on it now. And then we are going to push it outside. And bolt it. Yeah, I don't know. We might try and run it on this. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Either that or I've got an engine cradle back here. If the Oh, I got to put the starter back on that yet. But I got this engine cradle here, and if the flywheel, flex plate, pardon me, will clear the back supports on that, I'm going to bolt it to that. Hopefully that'll work out all right. And then we're going to try running it out in the yard with hose in the coolant passages and try to do the cam brake in outside, out of the vehicle, because that will be so much easier because I'll have to readjust valve train and retorque the heads after I do my first heat cycle. So that's where we're at and what we're working on right now. Okay, so we just got back from the gas station. What we were doing here today is we were working on the engine break-in, right? So there's been quite a bit of time passed between the last time I said I was going to do this and today, because we had a little fire and I got burnt. My hand got burnt. I got some pictures of that, but anyhow, it wasn't very good. Sorry, I'm leaning over doing something to my engine here. So anyway, I haven't been able to do anything because of that until now. So we're gonna go ahead, and I already got the cam broke in, did that, and pretty much right as my little timer for 30 minutes was going off, we ran out of gas. So I'm just gonna start it back up, heat cycle it kind of again. The audio quality of it running will be terrible because it's very loud, but I will get a little shot of it running and put that in here. Alright, so you just saw me do a little just a little running on the run stand of the motor after the break-in and everything. So I still got it on the cherry picker on the engine stand. What I got to do now is take all the exhaust off, take the valve covers off. I'm going to retorque all of the head studs. Got to retorque all those. And to do that, I got to take all the rocker arms and stud girdles and stuff off from underneath the rockers. I'm also going to pull the intake manifold and pull out all of the flat tappet lifters just to look at the bottoms of them, see if any of them had any failures, or if they're just, you know, wearing in properly as they should, or if there's any abnormal issues which may be present. Hopefully there's not. We're going to see though. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. And yeah, then all next week we can go ahead and work on actually putting the motor back in the car, which will be loads of fun. Yeah, obviously got to get the back end jacked up and then take off the fiberglass hood, and then yeah, get all that stuff done to the motor and start putting it back in here. You got to put the solid motor mounts on it, which are sitting right here. Got to put those bad boys on there and then drop it in there. Yeah, and then transmissions over there, drive shafts over here. We gotta do some exhaust work to the end of the exhaust on that to mate it up again with this stuff. It comes right through here, okay? So it comes out right here and then it turns and goes back this way. Well, now we've got these brackets right here for the frame ties. Okay, so it's going to have to come down a little bit more, over and then up. So we're going to have to do a little work there with that. I've got a few 45 degrees right in there, and this is so that I can use the 3-inch collector instead of a 2-inch collector on this thing, and because this is all 3-inch, but that's 2-inch, and we're going to expand it out to 3-inch. Because right now it goes from 2.5 to 3, back to 2.5. and then back to 3. So we're going to get rid of that middle section there. But anyway, yeah, got a few more on the fridge there. We got some Melling and Cometic and whatever. There's a sticker for yeah, that's what we got going on. Yeah, that's going to be it for tonight. Not sure if this is going to be end of the video or just end of tonight's section. But anyway, have a good night.